And then you take a stud puller. Don't do it. I get it, it's a dad joke. It's been done a million times. Just do not do it. You attach it to the stud, and you pull the stud. On the stud. Having kids is one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life. It's truly amazing, and I wish I would have done it sooner, to be completely honest with you. Not because the whole father-son bullshit. The amount of candy and snacks that I steal from this little bastard is crazy. Fire! What's up? It is Casey from Caseyscustoms. We are building the Monte Carlo from the movie Training Day. In this video, we start on the metalwork, we start on the bodywork, we also start upgrading the suspension so that hopefully it can jump like it has hydraulics. Let's go! We are back on the beautiful Monte Carlo, and in the last video, I took it for its first drive on its new suspension. Everything went great. It was driving perfect. It rides really smooth on the airbags. Then I went to hit the brakes, and I remembered, oh yeah, I have a brake line cut in half. So that was not very good. It was still stop enough, but I don't have any rear brakes right now because I had a pinhole of rust in my line. Now, the right way to do that is to just run a whole new line. The problem is it's kind of like ran down the frame rail. Everything else looks good other than this one little spot. So what I have done is I've cut a 4-inch section out of the brake line, and I'm going to make a new section to go in. The problem is it is still on the car. The brake line tool I have, you have to have it in the vise. It doesn't work very well out of the vise, but I just bought this new inline brake flaring tool. So what I'm going to be able to do is take my 2 lines that are broke off, put a fitting on them, make a new flare, and then I'll just have a little, 4-inch or 6-inch section that will bolt into both. It'll be super strong. It'll be all right. There won't be any janky setup, but I've never used one of these before. So let's see. If this makes a proper flare, I have zero problem with doing it. If it looks janky at all, it doesn't look right, or just isn't very strong, we're obviously just going to get rid of the line and make a whole new line. But I'm anxious to check this out because the reviews online were great. A lot of guys just use these for their flare tools. They'll just set this up in a vise, and this is how they flare all of their brakes. So I have a lot of confidence with it, but you know how reviews go. I'll find out whenever I can dig in. So let's get this baby jacked up. You better turn up. Okay, I don't know if you can see on there, but this little thing actually worked great. It flared very easily, was no issues at all. You just hold on to it and then tighten it, with an impact. Super easy. I tried to set up the camera so I could show you how it worked, and it did not work at all. So I'm going to go ahead and make my little repair piece over here on the vise. With this, I was going to use my other brake tool, but these are pretty cool. I think everybody should have one of these because that was a lot easier than it should have been. Let me show you how it works. All right. First thing we're going to do is put this in here. This is a stop that will line up your line exactly where it needs to be. See? I don't know if you can see in there or not, but now it's exactly where it needs to be. And then here's your tool. You screw it in one way. That does the, I think, regular flare. And then you screw it in the second way, and that's your double flare. Super easy. This clamps on here. And this, normally, it's not in the vise. You're just holding on to it. Super, super easy. Took like 30 seconds. But yeah, let's go ahead and do one real quick. By the way, this is not a sponsor. I don't even know what company this is, to be completely honest with you. Yep. It comes with a little bit of grease. So it says Operation 1. That's this one. We're going to do Operation 1 first, and then Operation 2. Operation 1. A little more grease. That quick. Perfect flare. Hopefully I didn't just jinx it. But it's been perfect every other time. Yeah. Let me wipe off the grease. Check that out. Absolutely perfect. Like I said, not sponsored. I don't even know where I got it. I think I got this on Amazon for like 40 or 50 bucks. That's the part number, but if you're a mechanic, I would recommend having one of these. That's super easy. I'm gonna go ahead, finish the other side of this. We'll go get this in here, and then the brakes are done, baby. When I shake, watch me rocking if I can't stop.
If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby.
Great news. Got the brake line fixed, added fluid, hit the brake a couple times, no leaks. We are good to go there. It is time now to start going through the interior. I've owned this car for 3 weeks, maybe a month at this point. I have done nothing with the interior. I got the door panels. They were in the trunk. I've been trying to fit them to see if they work. I just haven't really done anything with it. I've just been so busy. There's still parts in the back. There's a bunch of parts in the front. I think that's some of my trim pieces for the dash. So I just need to go through all of it so we can see what we have, see what we need to order, and kind of go from there. The seat's okay. It can be recovered. The foam is all right. The rear seat is actually not bad at all. The carpet isn't great, but I think if I take all this to a good detailer, I think they could save some of it. Obviously, we're going to have to recover the bench seat, but everything else I think will be okay. And I just want to go through, see what all I have, start putting it together, and see what's missing, see what's broke, kind of go from there. So let's dig into the interior. Okay. Got everything taken apart, got everything put back together that I had. Got some good news, got some bad news. The good news is the parts that I have do not look too bad. These aren't perfect by any means, but this should be able to be reworked, cleaned. Some of this is plastic that can actually be painted, so I'm very happy with that. The bad news is I'm missing a lot of parts. I'm missing door handles, all kinds of stuff. At first, I didn't understand why they took this apart, and now I realize that the door handle mechanism is broke, so they had to take all this shit off just so they could get inside the car. Another good thing is, though, I just looked it up. All the parts I'm missing, I can buy. It looks like they still reproduce them, which is awesome. The dash pad is kind of iffy. It can kind of go either way. They make them, but it's pretty expensive. It's like $700 or $800. I don't know what I'm going to do yet with that. I wouldn't hate fixing it and painting it, because kind of painting all this would refresh everything in here anyway, so I might do that. I'm not sure yet. Another good news is I was worried about the headliner, because obviously it was ripped out. Good news is they still make the headliner. It's really not that expensive either. It's only a couple $100. So I'm not going to bother buying that yet, because the Training Day Monte Carlo has a sunroof, and we will be putting a sunroof in this. I just haven't found one yet. It doesn't have to necessarily be for like a newer Monte Carlo. It can be a sunroof out of anything. So I really just need to go to the junkyard and find one. What I want is not just the sunroof. I want the sunroof, and then whatever it comes out of, I want the metal around it so that we can cut just a hole and then weld the roofs together. And then the sunroof hole will be perfect. I don't know when that's going to happen, but that is happening. But overall, I'm not super upset. I have a giant list of parts I need to get ordered, but that's okay. That happens. What I want to do now, because obviously those aren't going to be here anytime soon, it's time to start on doing our body work and our body repairs. The Training Day Monte Carlo has all the trim shaved off the side of the car. It's just smooth, which I love. I hate trim on cars. So the upper trim is glued on. That's going to be pretty easy. We'll just take that off with like an adhesive remover. The trim down below, though, has these little studs everywhere. So we need to go down, grind all those down. While we're doing it, we need to double check for rust. I don't think I have any, but we need to come in here and pick around. And if I have any little rust holes anywhere, now is the time to go ahead, get them ground down and get them re-welded. So yeah, let's start doing that. Check it out. I got all my little studs ground off. I also have a couple holes I found. These were also for trim pieces, just a different way to fasten them. So we got to weld up, I think 4 or 5 of those. Also got the side mirrors ground down. The Training Day Monte Carlo uses a modern mirror, like I think out of like an 85. Camaro, Trans Am, stuff like that. They do not use a 78 Monte mirror. So we're going to go ahead, weld all that up. And then whenever our new mirrors finally come in, we'll get them mounted up there. But for now, I'm going to go in and sand off the rest of this glue. I got 99% of it off. I also want to sand, I got some surface rust areas that aren't super bad, but I want to get them sanded with like 80 grit so we can get some sort of a sealer on there and stop them from continuing to rust. So yeah, let's sand some shit. Check it out. Got that all smoothed out. Looking really good. Haven't seen any rust at all. I am so excited. You never know, sometimes it doesn't look like rust. Then you get in there with an 80 grit on a DA, and all of a sudden some of that surface rust has real rust behind it. I have found 0, which is nice. This quarter panel, however, is hammered. So it looks like it got hit. They caked about a 1/2 inch of Bondo on it, and then it got hit again or something, or they just used horrible Bondo. Look at all the cracks. Do you see all the cracks? That's all Bondo cracks. It's not the end of the world, you know, to put Bondo on top of Bondo, but you cannot do it when the Bondo is old and cracked like this, because anything I put over the top of this, it will just re-crack again. Your new Bondo isn't gonna fix this. So all this needs to come out, or all the cracks need to come out. You don't have to get every single inch of Bondo, but you need to get, you know, 95% of it. So what I'm gonna do, because this quarter panel isn't even straight yet, so they put Bondo on it and didn't even have it where it needed to be. I'm gonna go in the inside, start hitting all this shit out. Hopefully it chips a lot of that off and it'll get our shape a little bit better. Then we'll come in here and grind the rest of it off. But for now, we gotta beat the shit out of it with a hammer. Half of my spots up here are out, half of my spots down here are low. Okay, that's not bad at all, actually. I'm gonna go in here with my grinder now and just get rid of all this Bondo and shit. So they obviously try to respray it with something at some point. The most upsetting thing about this, one, they just put the Bondo straight over rust. So like you could tell it was already rusted when they put it over. It's just surface rust. They could have just cleaned it up. It's not even that bad. Like this could have easily been hammer and dollied out, but they just wanted to cake it on like a 1/2 inch thick in some spots. But I mean, it's not even bad. Whenever I saw how much Bondo was there in some spots, you can just kind of tell by the cracking. I was worried that maybe there was a, you know, a patch panel here or something. I have no idea why they went this route and just added this much bodywork. They just weren't very proficient with a hammer, I guess, because there's so much in there. It's actually all good metal. It doesn't even really look that bad. But I don't know, maybe when we get down there, we'll find out we're hiding something else. But so far, it's just a ton of Bondo over pretty good looking panel, really. Check it out. Finally got all the Bondo off. I understand where the problem area was now. We had some sort of a hit in here. I've pulled a lot of it out with hammer and dolly in. I do not quite understand why they had 3/4 of an inch of Bondo over here. It's like this was in and they pulled this out, so they just caked it on here, when in reality they could have just popped this back out with a hammer. Either way, I got it basically all smoothed out. Hammer and dolly work, it's not bad. It's definitely going to need some Bondo, but nothing like it was. And also I found some rust down here. I've cut it out. I'm going to go ahead and make a patch panel for this, and I got a couple other spots I need to weld up, so we're going to do that now. And then I believe tomorrow my 1/2 inch airlines and 1/2 inch new manifold will be here. So we'll go ahead and change that out as well. But yeah, this thing was just so much mud. It takes forever to get that much body filler out whenever it's that thick. Even when you're grinding it with like a 40 grit grinder, it just takes hours to get it out. So you can also heat it up. You can heat it up with a torch and get it off with a scraper, but I was worried that this was going to be super damaged and I didn't want to get too much heat in here and make it even worse. But yeah, I don't hate it. Let's weld. Okay, so I got my dents worked out from the inside of the trunk the best I could. Some of them, there's just stuff in the way, so I can't get them out as much as I want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a stud gun. If you've never seen a stud gun before, these are awesome. You take these little studs and they will weld to the panel with this gun. Especially just a really big tack weld, but it holds very well. And then you take a stud puller. Don't do it. I get it, it's a dad joke. It's been done a million times. Just do not do it. You attach it to the stud, and you pull the stud. I'm the stud. Let me show you how it works. Just like that, baby. Then, take the stud puller, tighten it on there. Let's pop. See that coming out? Ooh, that was really good. I love this thing. It's actually really nice. Another really cool thing you can do with these studs whenever they're welded is grab onto it and it will give you leverage on another dent you need to hit. So instead of thinking you need to pull this out as much as I can, sometimes I'll take it, just yank on it, and putting the pressure here will help relieve the crown up there. Perfect. Sometimes you'll put a stud not even where you technically need it, but you want to use it as leverage to go somewhere else. Super exciting. I love these. I've had this thing for like 10 years and I don't use it often, but when I do, it's worth its weight in gold. I have a ton more stud gun stuff that needs done, not only on this quarter panel, all over the car. So that's just going to kind of be an ongoing thing I do here for the next week or two. But I just got all my 1/2-inch line stuff here. Showed it about 30 minutes ago. I'm so excited. I even went with a new 1/2-inch line manifold. Everything should be a lot bigger and a lot faster. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it all the way in before the end of this video, but I really want to try. Going from 3/8 line to 1/2-inch line should be a dramatic difference on the speed, on everything with how the airbags are moving. So yeah, let's dig right in and see if we can't get this all put on before we got to go. Having kids is one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life. It's truly amazing, and I wish I would have done it sooner, to be completely honest with you. Not because of the whole father-son bullshit. The amount of candy and snacks that I steal from this little bastard is crazy. I haven't had like Capri Suns in 20 years. Fire! He's at home crying or some shit, but I don't care. Holy crap, man. I forgot. Sweet, I got the 3/8 out of there. I forgot how much of a pain in the ass it was to work with 1/2-inch. Look at this shit. It doesn't move. You basically got to heat it up to get it out of its shape, and it is really tough. It doesn't help it's kind of cold in here, but yeah, oof. It's going to be a pain in the ass to do what I'm trying to do in the little amount of time that I'm trying to do it in. It is currently Monday at 4 p.m. I usually like to get these videos to Richard's Sunday, so Richard's not going to be happy, and I only got about another hour before I got to call it quits, so yeah. Basically, I'm whining and making excuses, but I think we'll get it done. We're just going to be running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Doesn't help I have to change basically every damn fitting. Also, I got a new pressure sensor, huge deal there. This one shuts off at 250 PSI. The old one I had shut off at 100, I think, or 110. So yeah, that's a big boy here. All right, let's get to work. I was just saying on camera how hard it was to move this 1/2-inch line. I was going over my kit. I said they sent me the beefy 250 PSI pressure sensor, which is what I wanted. And then I just kept talking. And then I got to looking a little closer and I was like, wait, this one is a 90-120. That means it turns on at 90 PSI, turns off at 120 PSI. This is just your standard pressure sensor. This is what comes with like a 3/8 kit. That's what this one is. That's why we didn't have a ton of pressure, in our first airbag video. Well, here's the thing. This one came with the kit I bought. I bought another one. So I was like, if I just have two 250s, who cares? It's worth it. The other one they sent me is also a 90-120. I threw it against the wall because I was so pissed. These don't do me any good. So they sent me the wrong shit. And I was like scrambling. I was like, it's okay. It's last minute, trying to get the video done, like always. And I was like, oh, you know what? That's okay. I got a 175 PSI in the Mustang. I was like, I'll steal it from the Mustang. We can still make this happen. It won't be quite the pressure I want, but it'll be close. Get to working, get to putting more stuff together. Sure enough, 90-degree fitting I ordered for the bigger 1/2-inch line so that we can run this. They sent me 3/8. Went through all my fittings, everything I have. I don't have the right fitting to go into the manifold. So basically, I'm just screwed. They sent me the wrong shit twice, and there's not much I can do about it. I'm bummed. I've been sitting here for like 15 minutes just searching, praying I had a random fitting that I know I don't. I've looked through everything I have. It's just Not gonna happen. I'm pissed. I am really not happy about it. This line, it's so cold right now. Wait. It's so cold right now that I am having a hell of a time getting this up underneath the car. So, yeah, I am beyond pissed. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I think I'm just gonna order the right stuff, not touch any of this until it shows up, because I'm just getting mad and I think I'm gonna start breaking shit. We're gonna take a little break and then work on something else. Fucking piece of shit. Okay, I have decided, since I've completely ran out of time, we're gonna go ahead and just continue on our bodywork. I have some rust repair that needs done over there. I gotta weld up the mirror, the old mirror mount, because we're getting new mirrors that are gonna be here hopefully next week. Hopefully next week when the parts that we need show up. I'm so fucking pissed. But here's the good news. When you're mad, it's always good to weld and hit something with a hammer. So that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, probably call this a video after that. Check it out. Mirror is shaved, looking good. I'm gonna start shaving my trim holes now. I don't know, there's like 7 or 8 of them on the whole car. So let's get going. Not argon. That's the video. Jesus Christ. What the hell? Today was cursed. Look at this shit. I knew it was low, but I thought I would get away with it. Today was the wrong day to get away with it. Fuck. To run out of argon, the last 15 to 20 minutes you have to film for the day is just the cherry on top of a bad day that I've had. Missing parts, missing all kinds of stuff. The good news is I got a lot of shit done to this car this week. Really, really happy about it. I did not realize I had 3/4 of an inch of Bondo in the quarter panel. We got all that taken care of. So it was still a good week as far as productivity, but not getting the parts that you order is just something that always sucks when you're building cars. It's never fun and it's never makes you happy. I want to show you some stuff we have coming up though. Check out the Mustang. We've got some side scoops on her. I finally got the whole rear valence figured out. We're gonna have that video probably coming out on Friday. Also, let me show you, it's cold out, but we got a new build for the channel. I'm gonna have a video coming out on this real soon. 69 C10, 350 motor, 350 transmission, runs and drives, supposedly, I don't know. It's one of those I bought sight unseen, but we lay it on the ground. We put some big wheels on it. It'll be a ton of fun. So yeah, stay tuned for all that. Also, I'm gonna have a video out probably Sunday, maybe sooner, maybe later. Keep an eye on it, but it will be a video on the 54 Chevy giveaway. I finally figure out how I'm gonna do the giveaway. Basically, I'll have everybody comment something, Hotrod, for example, and then what this app does, it takes everybody that commented Hotrod, puts them in a pool, and it will pick one of the names at random. I think that is the best way to do it. Whenever that video comes out, like I said, I don't know the exact day. Keep an eye on it. It's gonna be soon. It will be definitely in the next week, probably sooner than that. So keep an eye on that, comment it, and you could win the 54 Chevy. If you have not already hit that subscribe button, please do that now. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, comment, all that good shit they tell you at the end of videos. Check out some more of my other videos. That's a good looking truck. Peace. Love ya.